Guys, another lesson with me. Obviously, I'll be speaking about part 2, chapter 8 of the book JavaScript for Kids for Dummies as well. Sorry for the frequency. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna be building cars, right? When you speak or write human language, you typically string together nouns or verbs to create an action. You might then spice things up: adjectives, adverbs, or pronouns, conjunctions, prepositions, and interjections. However, the real work of a sentence is done by the nouns and verbs. Form JavaScript sentence is called writing statements. Statements are mostly made up of operands, which are like nouns, and operators, which are like verbs. In this chapter, you will learn about different types of operands and see examples how to work with operands in JavaScript programs. Right, so this is what us humans see, but there's more to this than what meets the eye. So knowing the operands, so basically an expression in JavaScript is any valid piece of code that resolves to a value. When we say that expression resolves to a value, what we mean is that when everything the computer needs to do is done, some sort of value is produced. For example, the expression 1 plus 1 resolves to 2. Another way to say the same thing is that it has the value of 2. The expression x equals 7 is a different kind of expression. It assigns its value 7 to a variable called x. Expressions are made up of operands such as the number 1 or the variable x and operators such as equals or plus. Operands can be any of the JavaScript data types that we talked about in chapter 3, as well as objects or arrays, right? So obviously if you want to build your dream called operands, so we can include like something like booleans, right? So basically, the boolean, obviously you know what a boolean is, false and true. So false or true, it's the false or true, false or true elements that you run, right, that you basically run, that you key in. So this is, you're gonna add the following operands, right? Right, yeah. And then, you basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna skip this, right? Obviously, you go to the console, right? About blank, enter, and the frequency is bad in this microphone. Then you're gonna see a blank page, right? Okay. So you're gonna work with objects, right? So the objects basically, the objects have properties, things are described in their methods, things that they can do, right? So now we're gonna place an object, right? And in that object, we're gonna add brackets. Not like the rectangular brackets, but the curly brackets. And within those brackets, you're gonna add the make, model, color, year, and body style, and price. For example, what I did here, right? So obviously you can see the objects, right? So within this object that you see here, right? Within the object that you see here, right? Within the object you can see within there you can see the different methods, right? And you can also see the different properties, within this object. So this is an object, right? Then basically this is the properties of this object, right? So obviously you're gonna do an alert prompt, right? An alert prompt that's gonna run inside basically the make of the car, right? Within the border, right? So this is alert prompt. So you gotta see this, and obviously we're saying type of dream car. So obviously the dream car, right? Is with this obviously this referring to the object and the type of, right? And the type of is referring to like the year and the body style of the car. That's what it's referring to, right? Okay. And then obviously, if you run this, you'll see there's gonna be a notification that looks like this, right? Within the page. Then obviously, you have to configure your dream car by using HTML. Right? Configure the dream car. So this is how you're gonna configure it, right? So the identification is basically dividing the properties of your HTML into the different parts of the car, like the back wheel, front wheel, and body, so that anything that you want to add to a specific part of the car, let's say for example, you want the back wheel to tilt right, or you want the back wheel to be lower than the front wheel, obviously you can do ID, so that you'll be able to make a designated change to that piece of property, that HTML within the body. So that's the only part of the HTML within the body that's gonna change, right? So you're gonna add this, for example, obviously you got your opening tag, closing tag. Your opening tag starts at the front, at the top, then your closing tag. The tags will start off with like the opening tag starts at the top, then the closing tag ends is the one that's gonna end off. So you want to span, right? So the model here, you want to capture, you want to make sure that within the body of the car, right, you want to make sure that the year spans. So you want to make sure you're going to add span, and then within the object, obviously you want to capture the model year, the property model year within the object. So you want to make it span, and you want to add identification so they can only span and you can only identify the model year. Same thing that you do for body, right? But also you're not trying to capture body. We're just trying to identify the body, front wheel and back wheel as I explained before. So the HTML it basically creates a basic structure for our car plus the price tag, of course, except we give the custom style. So you go to your CSS pane, right? And obviously we're gonna style up the car. We're gonna style it up. So we're gonna make sure that the font family is Arial. The position of the body is absolute, like what you see. Right, the top is 50px. So you make sure that basically the box top margin is basically 50px below the top edge of the box containing block, right? Make sure the height, right, is 100px. The background color of the color of the element is black, right? Then the text align center, so you make sure that the body of the box, right, is in the center. Back wheel absolute left 10. So make sure by 10% the car is being directed to the left, right? Background color white, border black, border radius 50%. So you make sure that the curvature of the back wheel is 50%. Same thing with the width, same thing with the height. Then obviously for the front wheel, you can see that the border is the border is gonna be black, border radius 50%, width 40px, height 40px, right? So this all pretty much sets up the styling, right? This basically styles CSS or CSS plain, right? Plain basically styles up what you have on the HTML, right? It basically styles up what you have in the HTML. So this basically gives you what's going to be displayed, right? On the HTML, what's going to be displayed on the web browser, and this styles it. So this basically modifies, right, what's going to be displayed on the browser, and this is the thing that you can work on from within the console in the web browser within the console, right? So that you can make changes from within the web browser, from within the console. Obviously, you want to see what I'm talking about, so you go there, chapter 8. So you're gonna add a folder, new folder. It's gonna be chapter 8. New files, card HTML, card JS, styles, CSS, right? So here's my HTML, my card JS, and my styles, CSS, right? So you right click, view in File Explorer, then you go to my car. So basically, when I was talking about running an alert prompt, this is going to display that. This is the alert prompt, right? So the type of dream car is, right? I'm gonna add, right? Right, okay. And as you can see here, right, what the HTML did was it displayed basically the basic properties like the front wheel, back wheel, and the body. Then what Style CSS did was it modified the normal objects, the normal shape that you've gotten, I modified it so you can display some curvature. Basically a border, a black border, and a white background, right? So just basically modified what you would have gotten, right? And then what the right? So basically, what you see here is basically the results, right? So the properties of the object that displayed there, and then basically the obviously if you wanna refer to the property to make sure that it runs on this web page, obviously you're gonna do document, right? Then you're gonna by the identification of the document, right? You're gonna you're gonna basically refer to the object and the price, the property of that object, which is the price. Then you wanna display the price tag, obviously in the HTML. You wanna display the price tag. So here's the price tag here. Then obviously you're gonna inspect, right? The frequency is bad, I'm sorry. And then right, when inspect HTML, then you can see it from within the HTML. Then yeah, right. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. Hope you guys really enjoyed it, and yeah, that's how you can do chapter 8. Obviously, download JavaScript for Kids for Dummies PDF, right? Download it and make sure that you have it, right? I'll see you guys in a jiffy. Thank you.